It's time for Colbert on Golf with Jim Colbert and Kevin Keatsman. Each week, we'll break down what's happening in the world of golf with insights and big-name interviews, plus tips from the winner of 28 tournaments on the PGA and Champions Tours, Jim Colbert. Colbert on Golf is built by Midland Exteriors, online at midlandexteriors.com. Midland Exteriors, we've thought of everything.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to Colbert on Golf. I'm Kevin Keatsman, and the next 30 minutes, myself and Jim Colbert will talk about, well, the U.S. Open, the U.S. Senior Open coming up this week, and all kinds of things going on in the world of golf. It's been a very, very wild week, and we very quickly say hello to Mr. Colbert. Hi, Jim. How are you today?
Kevin, I'm fine. I thought it was a pretty exciting U.S. Open, along with some controversy, but it was exciting. I enjoyed watching it. It
was dramatic. It was exciting. And in the end, Dustin Johnson blew the opportunity of a lifetime. And you don't like to use the word choke or gag or anything like that. He's had some real misfortune at the end of some majors, and we're beginning to wonder if Dustin Johnson's ever going to win one. Jordan Spieth's a great champion. He's won the Masters now in the United States Open to start the season. Only 6 players have ever done that in the same year. But I walked away from that thinking Dustin Johnson kind of blew it. What were your thoughts on his 3-putt on the 72nd hole?
Well, I thought since Dustin was already having trouble on the back nine with his short putts, and he had a little trouble during the week with his short putts. He made a bunch of 12, 15, 20, 25-footers, and this one was about 12 and a half, 13 feet. And I thought, you know, he might make this first one. He's pretty good from that distance. But he better be careful. As soon as the ball got to the hole, I mean, the best was 2 feet. You saw Jason Day. I mean, he barely got it to the hole, and he had almost a 4-footer. And I think he made he hit the first putt too far. I mean, all you had to hit that first putt was 8 to 10 inches. And it's getting to the hole. Plus, it probably would have taken the break on the line that he had it on. And as soon as he hit it, I thought, you know, it can't break that much at that speed. And when it went 4 feet by, I thought, uh-oh. And I also thought, I was watching with some people, that, you know, Jason Day ran it down there, and there was some talk whether he should finish or not, and they said, do what you want. So he finished. And he knocked it straight in. You know, they had a really good camera angle, lined it up and everything. And I thought, boy, he's aiming it straight. And he hit it right straight in, and it didn't break at all, went right in the middle. And when Dustin's ball ran down there, I thought, uh-oh, because he'd already missed one that size. He'd missed a bunch of other makeable ones. And I think probably he didn't hit it hard enough. But I think he hit a good putt. I think he hit it straight, and it broke left. And if he hadn't have seen Jason's, maybe he'd have played it in the right center or in the right edge. So I can't say that it was just on that one putt. I can say his weakness over time is putting. I mean, you saw how he hit the ball. I mean, I never saw anybody drive the ball like that. He's in the middle of every fairway. But he did obviously got nervous turning to back nine because he bogeyed 10 and 11, and he had 2 9-iron shots, and he missed the greens in the wrong places. I mean, it wasn't, he bounced off the green or anything. He never touched the green on the fly. And he missed one on the short side, and he missed one long right. So it started creeping in right then, and that's when I started thinking, uh-oh. I just started thinking, uh-oh, if Jordan can do anything, or Jason Day, or any of those other ones could have stumbled in. Gustaven, I thought he might get there.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought 4 might be good enough to at least get in the playoffs.
It was a little.
So I was a little suspect of Dustin Johnson there when, after 10 and 11 with 2 bogeys after the way he played that front nine flawlessly.
I give the guy credit for battling his way back and having a 12-foot putt on the last hole to win the United States Open, because just 30 minutes earlier, Jordan Spieth was threatening to run away with the thing. I think he had a 3-shot lead over the field momentarily. He had a 3-shot lead over the field with a couple holes to go. But even Spieth, and he looks like he's just going to be a great player for a long time and mature beyond his years. Even Spieth got caught up in the moment and let the moment get the best of him, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did on 16 when he made that putt. He was really frustrated he didn't get the chip over the hill, because once it gets over the hill, the furthest it can be from the hole is 5 feet short. And when he made that putt, you probably noticed it, I don't know, he just way overreacted. And it's worth a fist bump, and it's worth a let the crowd know you're excited. But he let out a scream. He let out a yell. He let out that yell. I said, uh-oh. I said, that's a loss of energy. It's a loss of adrenaline. And at that stage, with 2 holes to go, you don't want to lose any of that alertness. You don't want to lose any of that tremendous high you're on. You have to stay focused. And I swear he'll never do that again on the 15th, 16th, or any hole till the last shot on the last hole. And I think that's the only mental mistake I saw him make. It got away from him for a second, and he overreacted, and it could have cost him the golf tournament.
Well, he's a great champion. He's won the Masters and the United States Open to start the year, and he's only the 6th player of all time to do that in the same season. I want to play a clip here from Billy Horschel, who played well. He's one of the better players out there. Billy Horschel's a very, very good player, and he has apologized now this week for his actions on the golf course. He was very animated physically, mocking the greens and the way the ball was rolling crookedly because the Poana on the greens. But he was interviewed after his round. He is not apologizing for these comments that he made, only his actions on the golf course. Here's Billy Horschel and his thoughts about the way the course played at the United States Open at Chambers Bay.
These greens aren't very good. I'm not going to hold my tongue on this. This is very disappointing to hold a championship caliber tournament on greens like this. Very inconsistent. We're not looking for perfection, but they surely aren't very good. So I played my butt off to shoot 3 under today. It should have been probably 6, 7, 8 under, but it's frustrating on the greens when you hit really good putts, and they're bouncing worse than I've ever seen. So it's the way it is. I guess the USGA. I've lost a little respect for the USGA this week.
He lost respect for the USGA with the conditions of the greens, and the USGA has said that the greens weren't up to standard for the U.S. Open. How does this happen?
Well, they make the commitment years ago, but they go out. I mean, they're out there 18 months in advance, making sure the golf course is the way they like it. And oddly enough, the greens where they changed the contour, those greens were fine because they just had the one grass on it, the Poana. It takes time for Poana to come in and mess with your base grass. And those were the best greens. But the majority of them have been there 7 years. And, in bent greens in the old days, at the really good country clubs, the people that had money and, that they could afford it, you used to redo the bent greens every 7 years because of the infestation of Poana. Nowadays, it's so much more sophisticated. Superintendents are so much better, and you don't wear spikes where you punch little holes in the green where that Poana seed can impregnate your green, and then it's almost impossible to get rid of. So the greens, no question, were not up to speed. And besides being bumpy, they were too fast. On the links golf course, the speed of 10 on the stimp meter is about all that you allow because there's humps and bumps around, and the ball, if it's rolling too fast when the wind's blowing, you have to hit it so easy. And the wind actually affects the ball on the greens more than it does in the air for these great players. Fortunately, they didn't get a whole bunch of wind, but that would have been even more embarrassing. As far as the USGA, I don't know any fans of the USGA, any golf professionals that play for a living that are absolute fans of the USGA and the setup of golf courses. That it's just a different thing. They do it one time a year for the best players in the world, where the PGA Tour does it 40 times a year. The European Tour does it 40 times a year. and they have their own criteria and their own expectations. But in all due respect, you know that going in. And those guys, I know an awful lot of them. I used to know almost all of them. And they're really, really good guys. But they do become a monster when they got on that blue blazer and those gray slacks. I mean, it's a fraternity, and they bow their neck.
Nice. All right, Jim, your thoughts on the U.S. Senior Open this week in Sacramento? Bernhard Langer, Colin Montgomery, both playing very, very well right now. Any other contenders in this tournament? Your thoughts of the U.S. Senior Open this week?
Well, I think there'll be a lot of them. This golf course in Sacramento is close to downtown. It's old school, which is, guys 50 and older are more familiar with the old school than the young guys, like my grandsons or, even my daughters and everything. This is a, third generation, but these guys are still familiar with old school. It'll be trees and it'll be rough, and the greens will be hard and fast unless they get some rain, which I doubt they'll get in California. It should be a real traditional U.S. Open, and I think almost all the good players will have a chance. I'm anxious to see if Fred Couples is back. He's been out for over a month. I don't know whether it was his back, his ribs. I don't know what it is, but I'd like to see him back in the mix again. He always adds, and he's one of the guys on the seniors that can move the needle. So I think it'll be very competitive. Fox is doing this one too, and it'll be interesting to see how they do. I know you saw the Fox telecast and everything, and I'm a Fox fan as far as I know those people and everything, but golf's a really hard sport to televise. I mean, on the Open, they might have 50 cameras out there, which means they got 50 monitors that everybody's trying to say who goes where or when, which picture do you show right now. Try to catch as many guys live as you can. Yeah, it's really, really difficult. And the announcing was different, too. So I'm sure you noticed that.
No doubt about it. And they will have the U.S. Senior Open again this week, and we'll see if they'll have to improve over time, and we'll certainly look forward to that. Jim Colbert with us. You're listening to Colbert on Golf, presented by Midland Exteriors. Much more coming up. Stay with us.
Midland Exteriors is proud to be a presenting sponsor of Colbert on Golf. Just as Jim Colbert pursued excellence on the course, Midland Exteriors is committed to excellent products for your home and exceptional customer service for you. Midland Exteriors knows Kansas weather can be tough on your home, so we offer only fiberglass windows and seamless steel or fiber cement siding. It's the good stuff, and so is our service. Online at MidlandExteriors.com. Midland Exteriors, we've thought of everything.
Colbert Hills is one of the most unique golf experiences in the entire Midwest, and the hills are calling your name. At Colbert Hills, you're going to experience huge elevation changes, tour-quality greens, and an award-winning design by Jim Colbert. Tee times, specials, and stay-and-play packages are available online at ColbertHills.com. Book a foursome or bring a huge group, and the staff at Colbert Hills will roll out its legendary hospitality. Who knows? You might even run into Jim at the tee box or after your round at Colbert's, which is so much more than just the 19th hole. Visit ColbertHills.com today.